Hello there, everyone. Welcome back. BogMod here. We are starting up our fighty fight with C. Let's scan his face with a gelato. No, a battle scope. Mischievous masked man that leads the terrorists.
My turn.
Oh.
My turn. Hi.
Criminal edge. Oh. Ho, ho.
I'll handle it.
Why don't you feed a tasty pudding? Ooh, elegant fried fish. Really needs a fishy.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, see how he has virtually no weaknesses, can't kill him, no death blows. Yeah. I mean, in theory, maybe you could win if you got like a new game plus type thing going.
My turn.
Take this.
Ooh.
Of course. Hi. My turn.
Go.
Take this.
Go. Go.
Haha!
Broken. Of course.
I just don't want to die. Because he's still there we are. Like I said, it's not a fight I get to win, it's just scripted.
That's our C for you.
Ooh, can't deny he's got the brains and the brawn to lead.
Ass kicking equals authority.
Power. He might even be as strong as Sarah.
Just who are you people?
The big reveal now.
From today, you shall know us as the Imperial Liberation Front. In our hearts, the flames of silent anger. In our hands, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator. That is our cause, our purpose.
The Imperial Liberation Front.
It's kind of impressive, really. Osborn is so hated, an entire secret society has formed just to kill him.
What dictator?
Freeze, all of you.
Luckily,
Instructor, Captain Claire.
Just in time.
It appears the time has come to make our exit.
Huh? Is that...
he set us up the bomb.
Farewell. I'm sure we'll meet again.
What? A bomb?
See you around.
Ta-ta for now, my little darlings.
Let's see you claw your way out of this grave.
Oh, Gideon, you know we will.
The passage is collapsing. Hurry!
Right. I couldn't leave Juan up alone.
Reen, you carry Her Highness.
Got it.
The dramatic escape.
That was pretty touch and go back there. But I'm glad to see you all pulled through.
Well, thanks to you, Instructor.
I had my doubts we were going to make it out of that alive.
You could have come a bit sooner.
Sorry. Anyway, there's no way we'll be able to follow them now.
Yeah, probably not.
Indeed.
So, the Imperial Liberation Front, is it?
Oh, Reen, careful about that hand of yours. Elise.
Your Highness, Elise.
Oh, thank goodness.
Whatever drug they were given doesn't seem to have had any lasting effects.
Yeah, they didn't really want to hurt her.
I feel like I've caused you all a lot of trouble, but thank you for rescuing me.
I'm just glad that you're safe and unharmed.
What happened?
Are you all right, Your Highness? How are you feeling?
Rean?
Ooh, the blushing.
I'm fine. You should worry more about your sister.
She's fine in Laura's arms.
Looks like the intelligence division was right on the mark. We have a number of the routes back to the surface locked down. Think we could smoke them out?
Personally, I doubt it. This tunnel system is incredibly expansive, with too many areas we know nothing about. Continue the search for a while longer, then focus on restoring order in the city.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll send a report to the other divisions and let them know the situation's been resolved.
Yeah.
So, Imperial Liberation Front, what's your game?
Kill Osborne! It's a good plan. I'm kind of behind the plan. Just not the let's say, the method of execution. Nah. Days later. Thursday.
In the end, the railway military police brought the chaos under control, and the first day of the festival came to a close. Despite his injuries, Governor Regnitz kept on top of things, ensuring that the rest of the festival passed by peacefully. The next morning, it was time for us to leave the capital behind and make our way back to Trista.
They cleaned up all the poop water. That's good. Val Flame Palace, second reception hall. But yes,
I don't know how to begin thanking you.
It's Prince Olivet.
You've done so much for our family that I doubt we'll ever be able to repay you.
Not at all, Your Highness.
National heroes.
There's nothing to repay us for. We just did what we had to. Oh, come now. There's no need to be so modest.
I agree.
It scares me to think what might have happened if Elise and I had been taken away by those people. So I can't thank you all enough. Please allow me to extend my thanks for your help as well. I'm truly grateful.
Elise.
Oh, I'm just glad you're safe.
Group B's efforts were a great help to Cedric and I as well. Thank you again for your assistance in restoring order to the city.
I'm honored, Your Highness.
I'm so glad to have been of service.
Just think of it as returning the favor for your help pushing to make Class 7 a reality. Still, now we've got the Imperial Liberation Front to worry about.
Regrettably. There have been signs they were up to no good behind the scenes before now. That incident in Nord, for example.
Yeah, that time they tried to start a war.
But now they finally stepped out of the shadows and announced themselves to the world. They appear to be insurgents in the truest sense of the word, led by several key figures, C being the most prominent. The intelligence division is doing its utmost to gather information about these leaders even as we speak.
They struck me as rather mysterious in some ways.
Okay.
Even though they abducted us, they rarely showed the kind of maliciousness one would expect from terrorists.
Yes.
It seemed more like they were in the grip of some kind of intense passion.
And as we all know, terrorists are utterly without passion.
True.
Passionless, logical, unfeeling terrorists.
Not that it excuses abducting your highness like they did.
An intense passion, you say?
It did seem that way.
In our hearts, the flames of silent anger. In our hands, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator. That's what their leaders said when they made their appearance.
Indeed. All the ham-handed theatrics of a middle school play.
Yeah. You can tell how gleeful he must have been to say the flames of silent anger in front of an audience.
Yeah, I'm sure he had that one scripted.
Well, it's no mystery what they're referring to, at least.
Oh, thank goodness. I didn't miss you.
Why, hello, your princiness.
Is he?
Dad's with him, too.
Oh, I'm glad you made it, Cedric!
Yay, Cedric.
Just in time, too.
Your Highness?
Did you come all this way just to bid us farewell?
All this way inside the palace where you live? To see us? All this way, indeed.
Of course. After all you've done for us, I thought it was the least I could do.
I'm a little surprised you haven't met their parents.
Is this the rest of Class 7?
Cedric Rice. Or no, it's
It's
like
a pleasure to
Rize?
meet you. My name is Cedric Rice Arner.
Rice Arner.
I wanted to thank you for coming to my sister's aid in her time of need. Allow me to extend to you my most heartfelt appreciation.
You're too generous, Your Highness.
The honor was ours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
This is the Crown Prince. He's pretty cute.
I like it, Fee. Keep up with that.
Fee?
I certainly wouldn't mind if you took a few lessons in manliness from the gentlemen of Class 7, though.
Ooh.
Alphen, come on.
I think that's a little harsh, Your Highness.
Well, you're still just 15. You have plenty of growing ahead of you. Still, it isn't often I see you keeping the Imperial Governor company.
I suppose that's true. I just happened to be here on business, so I thought I'd take the chance to say goodbye to everyone.
How are you feeling? Are your injuries all right now?
Yes, nothing too serious, fortunately. I'm still feeling it, but it shouldn't be too much longer before I'm back to my old self.
Good.
That's good to hear.
I'm glad to see you looking all hale and hearty, Your Excellency.
Thank you. While no one could have foreseen how it ended, you did manage to complete this month's field study. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'd like to congratulate you for your exemplary work.
Yay!
We're honored you'd say so.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
We three directors may have very different positions on many issues, including how Class 7 should be run. But for my part, I'd like you to enjoy student life however you choose. I think the other directors would agree with me on at least that much.
Dad.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way, Your Excellency.
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about, Your Highness.
Ah.
Well, if you say so. I've always found you a trustworthy man, of course.
Of course.
But...
Ah, I see that everyone's here.
But speaking of someone we don't trust. Dun 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 dun. Suddenly, doom music. Gasp. I mean, say what you will. About him.
It couldn't be.
He gets a response, which means he's done some stuff.
Chancellor Osborne.
Yet the Imperial family seems to love him.
As a matter of fact, the Chancellor and I just came from an audience with His Majesty the Emperor.
Oh, I bet the Emperor was not pleased with how the event went. The fact that his daughter was abducted. You should not
I'm
have gotten that far.
overjoyed to see you safe and well, Princess Alpha. Clearly, the goddess has bestowed her blessings upon us.
Thank you, Chancellor.
I'd also like to reassure Prince Oliver that we're starting a nationwide hunt for members of the Imperial Liberation Front.
Yeah, Oliver is not a fan of his reformist factions and his grander plans to reform the nation, which would not go so well for things in a lot of ways.
An investigation into the backgrounds of its members is also underway, so you needn't worry.
My. Nothing gets past you, does it? Well, I suppose that means you have the security detail for next month's trade conference well in hand?
Which, if I recall the events of the very start of the game, that's that whole start bit where we all started at like level 50 and the guns were being aimed at Crossbell.
Of course. I'll see to it that everything is taken care of.
Where in fact he was. Ooh. which does imply that it is not Ouroboros behind the attempt to kill him there.
Ah, but where are my manners? Please excuse me for not introducing myself.
Chancellor Gileath Osborne.
I'm Gileath Osborne, representative of the Erebonian government.
I also got a theory about this guy.
Though I imagine those of you who read the papers may know me better as the Blood and Iron Chancellor.
It's an honor to meet you, Your Excellency.
Your reputation precedes you, Your Excellency.
Yeah, let's just say, with the kind of reactions he's getting, I mean, he has to have that kind of name for a reason.
I've heard much about the recent exploits of Thor's Class 7. Traveling across the Empire for first-hand learning with your field studies, it's quite the fascinating program. I hope you'll keep up the good work.
We shall endeavor to.
Thanks.
I hope we'll live up to your expectations.
Ah, yes. It's been quite some time, young racer.
He's also not a fan of the Bracers, so no, and he may have had something to do with why, yeah, as we recall, something to do with them being run out of the nation, more or less.
I'm glad to see your new career path is working out for you.
Thank you, Chancellor. I wouldn't be where I am today if not for you. I really owe you for all you've done for me.
Oh, that is a great double line there. I like that, Sarah.
General Van Dyke was my superior back when I was in the Army. As such, I'm planning on granting you a bit of additional assistance. I should have it ready for you in a few weeks' time.
Ooh.
What are you...
I have great expectations for you all. Nurture the bonds you share, and train up bodies and wills of steel. For I have no doubt you'll need them in the turbulent times to come.
Yeah, you're evil. Suspiciously evil. So, Ryu's got his evil magic chest wound reacting. So, two theories here. One, the two are related. Right? That could be something going on. Right? Because Ryu's missing dad. That's my first theory. Second theory, we're dealing with a similar-ish situation to, oh, his name's escaping me now. Oh, the main villain for the first two games. Or the Trails of the Sky, second chapter. Oh, it just escapes me. But basically, this guy, he pretended to be a professor, and he did evil soul manipulations on Joshua, and Joshua was like his little pet robot goon project. Maybe Reen was a possible Iron Blood type early prototype situation type deal that escaped, or something like that. Just a theory. Amusing. A relation could also work.
Reen?
Oh, what is his name? How could I not find? He was a villain for so long, and he was so diabolically evil and insane. And then he was turned into salt from the inside out by using a crazy heretic church weapon. Well, not heretic church, like an evil murderous church weapon of death. It's a little strange.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you.
Yes, Drake A's ones.
Drinks are on me someday.
Yay!
Perfect. You guys are the
best. Yay! I don't know why our bond... Oh, well, it's probably with everybody. So we'll save. And we'll continue. 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 and a bit.
Mid-August. It was the peak of summer, and the sweltering sun was beating down on the residents of Trista. After returning from Heimdall, we were given a whopping 5-day summer vacation before the school year resumed.
Woo! 5 days!
Turns out, Thor sticks to its military roots, only granting extended vacations to students over the New Year's holiday. However, nobles are allowed to visit home, ostensibly to give them time to become familiar with their family's holdings.
Kitty!
And, as you might expect, that meant most students from classes 1 and 2 spent summer away from Trista.
Oh, it infuriates me.
Meanwhile, classes 3 through 5 were stuck on campus, envying the nobility as they studied and trained as usual.
I remember he was Professor Alba was his fake name. But his real name, oh! It's terrible.
The other members of Class 7 and I chose to stay in Trista as well, facing the heat with our fellow students.
If someone knows who I'm talking about, please put their name in, make a comment about their name, please. So that I can be reminded. Stupid names, Rasmussen. 8:30 a.m. Ugh. So early. Oh, it's hot. I'm dying here. I'm sick of this heat already. It just makes me feel even hotter. We should install an orbital air conditioner. At least then it'd be a little easier to cope. An orbital air conditioner? What is that? Well, it's this device that blows out cooler to help regulate a room's temperature. Maybe help you think of it as the opposite of a stove. Wow, that's some kind of wizardry. Heard of them? Aren't they supposed to be prohibitively expensive? Ah, you forget how rich she is. Even the most modern buildings seem to be able to afford them. Also, is this not the famous Thor's? Do you have one in your house? Well, there's one on the Rhineford Company's headquarters, yeah. Nice if my mother could spare one, you know. For the Academy she sits on the board of directors for. A bit much up for her. This is a military academy, so I doubt we can expect to be indulged quite that much. So, to keep us cool in the summer, whoever invented that should get a meal. Or a medal. I'll bet the summer heat here is more difficult to cope with than in Legram. As long as I think of it as another part of my training, it doesn't bother me that much. Very hard to get summer heat waves. Just get a breeze blowing in from the canyon this time of year. It does make the summers a bit easier to manage. My hometown's up in the mountains, so it's pretty cool even around this time of year. Actually, now that you mention it, I thought you three would go back home for the summer, being nobles and all. You would have given permission, weren't you? Ah, if everyone else is going home, I would have considered it. In the end, I decided against it. I mean, not that long ago I got to see Elise. Maybe next year. And who cares about my parents? I came here to train. Till I feel like I've made significant progress, I have no intention of returning. You've made like 30 plus levels. You're doing great. Some of you saw my father's mansion. Do you think I'd go back to a place like that willingly? I'd rather stay here and take my chance with heat stroke. Yeah, really that comfortable at home, huh? Ah, hot as it is, there's a lot going on right now. I don't know if the people headed to that conference at the end of the month have much time to be worrying about the heat. Make a good point. The West Zemuria Trade Conference, right? That's the one. There's never been an international conference on that scale before. At least not in modern times. So, the horsey. The horsey is Arambonia. The birdie is liberal, I think. There's the Eastern Nation, which I think is the bottom right. Let's first propose Prince Albert will be attending on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor. Chancellor Osborne will attend. Actually, I think we met them just both a few weeks ago. This in particular was a pretty intimidating figure. Seemed like a big, scary monster. I've heard he served in the Imperial Army before becoming a politician. Then 11 years ago, His Majesty entrusted him with the position of Chancellor. Supposedly, a full 70% of the Imperial Army is under his jurisdiction. His real fame comes from establishing most of the nation's railway network centered in the capital. He's also responsible for annexing several smaller countries and independent states around Erebonia. All those took place without any bloodshed, at least as far as I'm aware. I wouldn't put too much stock in what he's selling. Military spending in this country has increased exponentially since he took up his position as Chancellor. That's only possible to the tax revenue he gleans from the people of Heimdallar and those annexed nations. Well, he was the one who ordered the construction of those 2 railway guns that got pointed at Crossbell too. At one point, Erebonia was on the verge of a full-scale war with Calvard. It's the Calvard Republic. Because of those things. Yeah, I heard it was actually liberal that proposed a way to avoid an armed conflict. Non-aggression pact, right? Still caught a bit of tension between the 2 countries. If the issue reared up its head again during the trade conference. He's really popular figure in the capital, though. Popular enough that he seems to have a group of terrorists after him. It does seem to be the Imperial Liberation Front's main target, doesn't he? You know, the hammer of judgment that shall topple the dictator and all that. Indeed, they seem to harbor a deep-seated grudge against him. Their anger seemed a bit unusual in its intensity, didn't it? It does seem like the type who'd make a lot of enemies, especially with a face like that. I'd rather not speak ill of my father's close ally, but... he's evil! And a villain. And probably an end boss. The instructions are awfully late, so past time for homework to start. Should have started 10 minutes ago. I swear that woman. She'll be sleeping off another hangover back at the dorms. Wouldn't put it past her. I could say there's no way that our upstanding instructor would do that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Excuse me? I'll have you know I did no such thing. Today.
Yes. But we know you've done it before.
Instructor?
Good morning, Instructor.
Morning, everyone! Anyway, I'll have you know I've got a good reason for being late today.
We'll see.
And that reason is... we're going to be welcoming a new classmate today.
Ooh, well that is... okay, I will let that slide. You know what also I'm going to do? I'm going to let that new classmate be a mystery for next time. See everybody soon!